In the quiet town of Litchfield, Connecticut, sits a colonial house built in 1780. To the average passerby, it's nothing more than a charming piece of American history. But those who dared live there in 1964 tell a vastly different story, one steeped in terrifying visions, dark rituals, and something far more sinister than mere creaky floorboards. Some say the house was cursed. Others believe it was a gateway, used by secret occultists to summon entities from beyond. Was this haunting real? Or was it mass hysteria in a town desperate to forget its past? Let's peel back the wallpaper of this seemingly innocent home and discover what really happened inside the 1780 house. Let's go back, way back, to post-Revolutionary War America. The year is 1780. This home was built by a prominent merchant named Ezekiel Hawthorne, known in town for two things: his wealth, and his peculiar interest in natural philosophy, which was just a polite way to say occult experimentation back then. Rumors spread among the townsfolk even then, stories of flickering lights in the attic at night, odd symbols carved beneath the floorboards, and a diary written in Latin and ancient Hebrew that no one could translate. When Ezekiel died, his family mysteriously vanished. Just disappeared. Their horses were still in the barn, meals half-eaten on the table. From 1785 to 1940, the house changed hands dozens of times. No owner stayed longer than 5 years. Some left in the middle of the night, without even selling the property. One family left their furniture and never returned. Another claimed the walls, whispered secrets, at night. Quick anecdote. A traveling preacher in the 1800s tried to cleanse the house. He locked himself in for 3 days. When he emerged, he was covered in scratches and refused to speak another word for the rest of his life. What exactly did he see in there? Fast forward to 1964. The Martin family, an upper-middle-class couple with 2 kids, moved in. Mary and David Martin were schoolteachers, grounded, logical, and not the type to believe in the paranormal. Within 2 weeks, things got weird. Mary began hearing chanting in the basement, except no one was there. Their daughter claimed a woman in black would stand at the foot of her bed and whisper names she didn't recognize. David found a locked trapdoor beneath the stairs. When opened, it led to a hidden chamber with an altar, burned-out candles, and walls smeared with symbols. A local historian later confirmed these symbols matched pre-Christian ritual marks linked to necromancy. Now here's where it gets stranger. The family's radio would often tune itself to dead air at exactly 3:15 a.m., followed by static that, according to David, sometimes spelled out, "Invite her, if you listen closely." They reached out to the church. A priest came. He stayed for just one visit and refused to return. He wrote a letter to the diocese stating, "There is a presence in that house not of this world. Remember that hidden room?" Paranormal researchers who later investigated claimed it wasn't just a ritual space, it was an occult convergence point. Several found items indicating ritualistic summoning practices, including a scorched book of shadows believed to originate from a secret Connecticut coven operating in the 19th century. Here's the kicker. One of the ritual symbols perfectly matched that found in a 1928 case in Salem, Massachusetts, linking this haunting to a broader occult network in New England. Thought-provoking moment. What if these sites, like nodes in a spiderweb, were used to keep something dormant, until someone accidentally reactivates it? Let me ask you this. Right arrow. Do you believe a place can remember trauma? Can a house itself hold on to energy, and pass it on to every new soul who enters? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. Paranormal researcher Julian McCord, who visited the house in 1967, recorded over 12 hours of audio and video inside the 1780 house. He described hearing growls on tape that were not heard by the human ear during filming. Here's the chilling part. Only 6 minutes of that footage exists today. The rest? Destroyed in a mysterious fire at Julian's storage unit. He claimed it was spontaneous combustion, that the footage was not meant to exist. The surviving clip? You can hear a young girl say, She's here again. She wants to see you, Mommy. No one knows who the girl is. The Martins didn't have a daughter that age. Was the house trying to replay its memories? Let's entertain some theories. Psychological trauma? Maybe the house amplified the psychological fears of its residents. But how do you explain the consistency of symbols, voices, and historical links spanning 2 centuries? Ley lines and energy fields? Some believe the house sits on a ley line, a spiritual energy corridor used in pagan times. This might explain the strange activity, the convergence of rituals, and even the missing time episodes some visitors reported. Time slip phenomenon? A few researchers think parts of the house exhibit time displacement, allowing past events to briefly bleed into the present. One guest in the 1970s swore they saw people in 18th century clothes walking through the walls. What's more chilling, ghosts haunting a space, or the past itself refusing to die? Eventually, the Martins moved out in 1965 after their youngest son had a seizure during a supposed visitation. The house sat empty for years, until it was purchased by a preservation group in the 1980s. Today, the 1780 house is on private property. The current owners do not allow visitors and refuse all media inquiries. Some say they sealed off the ritual room. Others claim the room doesn't exist anymore, that it disappeared, just like the families who lived there. And yes, there are no photos of the house's interior from any era. Almost as if it hides itself from memory. Ending, wrap up and call to action, 28:00, 30:00. So what do we make of the 1780 house? Was it cursed from the beginning? Or did the rituals performed inside awaken something that was always waiting, just beneath the surface? What's clear is this: the house is not just a building. It's a witness to centuries of fear, belief, and perhaps something worse. Question for you. Right arrow. If given the chance, would you spend a night in the 1780 house? What do you think truly haunts that place? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this dark journey into one of Connecticut's most chilling unsolved mysteries, give this video a like, hit subscribe, and tap that bell icon, because we have even more bizarre stories coming your way. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and remember, some houses don't forget.